I guess we could start this one off with Apple. Apple event just happened.
Oh, the big shakeup.
Yeah, yeah. So
the new innovation that come from
their new. It
the
was
big business.
interesting. This past Apple event. Of course, it was gonna always be different because they never got to hold it in this big auditorium.
Yeah.
So they did this whole weird presentation. Have you watched the?
I watched a little bit. I didn't watch in depth though. Did they have an audience or was it
No. So it was almost like a weird homemade movie.
Oh god.
Yeah, like they did in I would say Windows Movie Maker.
That's not good.
Yeah, because usually they have it on the stage and then they'll just record what's happening on stage and they'll have this whole thing.
But they have I think the added reaction from the audience makes it more lively.
Yeah, it's like hearing the audience react to the certain things. It's like, oh, okay, that's not good, or oh, that's really good. That's people are the way people are reacting.
Yeah.
I guess my takeaway from the Apple event that happened, the iPad Air was definitely the most interesting thing.
How so?
My take on the iPad Air is simply, why did they release the iPad from last year when they're just gonna make the same iPad this year but charge I think it was $400 less?
I think it's to just get people to keep buying.
That same exact, yeah. I mean, obviously, but at the same time,
they obviously had that in mind when they sold the previous laptop, but then you're just gonna sell the thinner version. Here you go.
I think it's the same thing with they also released the Apple Watch Series 6 and the Apple Watch SE. From what I could tell, it's they weren't really all that different. And the Series 6, before they announced the SE, the Series 6 was a huge fucking letdown. It was a thing of Apple loves to do this thing where they'll hype up certain features that in real life it doesn't matter at all. They were saying heart rate monitor and this stuff and that stuff and blood oxygen level. They were using things that it's whoa, this thing's high tech, but no, it's literally just a fucking watch. There's nothing has really changed about it except they added stuff that nobody should really care about.
Just a fancy
unless you're
watch,
a doctor. Yeah, exactly. It's just people. They were making it seem as if there was a huge change in direction.
Big innovation.
Yeah, when it's I'm pretty sure the Fitbit has been doing it for how long now?
I guess it's just integrating the Fitbit into the Apple Watch.
Yeah, they're making it more about
Is it more
health.
Health focus?
Yeah.
Because what else are you gonna do with a watch? What?
Yeah. I have an Apple Watch and literally all I do is tell time and use it to change music.
I'm sure they have a whiteboard where it's okay, what can we do to expand the use of this watch?
Oh, what other random crap can we put? I can't wait for the day where you can watch tiny little YouTube videos in your watch.
I think this just boils down to Apple's main problem with lack of innovation, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's speaking of lack of innovation, just real quickly gonna divert.
Yeah.
Just
segue.
quick. Their CEO, Tim Apple, Tim Cook.
Tim Apple.
Yeah, Tim Apple.
Mr. Apple himself.
Mr. Apple himself, as the Don would call him. Our boy Donnie T. I heard a report about how he's planning to step down after iPhone 12, which it's I feel that's a huge red flag for anybody who's thinking about buying the next series of iPhones. That if I feel because he's going out on this, it's maybe he just didn't try.
Yeah.
He just sort of had that one last big push before he left.
It kind of reminds me of Bob Iger leaving Disney. After the whole buyout of Fox.
Yeah.
It's okay, I'm going to do this big thing and I'm just going to leave. I feel a lot of CEOs of these companies are stepping down.
Yeah.
I don't understand why Tim Cook would want to step down though.
Yeah, I don't know how accurate the report is. I mean,
Is it kind of speculation right now?
it seemed like it was. I don't know if there has been any more rumors or if there's been any more truth to it. But from what I'm hearing more and more each day about the iPhone 12, it almost seems like because of the iPhone 12, Tim wants to leave. Because it's like the iPhone 12 just, from the beginning, it got bad. And then to now, it's just, like, if you bought an iPhone 10, it'd be a better phone than the iPhone 12.
I gotta be honest, I feel like the hype was there. I know you're psyched for the 12.
Yeah.
And then you found out the notch was still there. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, because it's like the whole idea was supposed to be to move forward, because that's what they did with the 10, is that they beat a couple phones to the punch when it comes to innovation in that regard. But then the iPhone 12 is more than just a step back. It's like moving a whole 10 years past like where we are now. Which is kind of ridiculous. It's because, think of it like this. OnePlus specifically, they have quick charging, and they have wireless charging. They have a hole punch display. They have terrific chipset, terrific battery life. Everything about that phone screams 2019 to 2020.
Yeah.
Whereas the iPhone 12, from what everyone has heard so far, is like big ugly notch. Only wireless charging that doesn't fast charge. It doesn't wireless fast charge.
Yeah.
It's just a wireless charger. Phone doesn't fast charge at all. No 120 hertz display. And surprisingly enough, it's almost all but confirmed at this point that the battery life is going to be smaller than the iPhone 10.
That's interesting.
Which doesn't make sense because they didn't upgrade the phone.
Yeah.
So they literally just made the battery smaller for fuck all reason. Like, it's kind of ridiculous.
Just to cut back some costs, maybe.
Yeah, and then there's the whole debacle of them taking out the charging bases to save themselves money, but they want to pawn it off as if they're helping the economy. Which, yeah, it helps the economy if you just don't sell the boxes separately, which they're doing, which hurts the economy.
Why would that hurt the economy?
Or hurt the environment.
Yeah,
the environment. Sorry, but
I was like, wait a minute, what's the?
I mean, it would hurt the economy for dumbasses who keep buying Apple, but
it would help the economy, but hurt the environment and everything.
It would hurt the environment even more, which is like, if you're gonna pawn it off as helping the environment, don't directly like hurt yourself by saying, "Oh, by the way, we're selling this separately." Like, okay, why not just put it in the box?
Yeah.
Like, you're screwing around at this point. And it's like, it's also a thing of like, if they want people to, like, new, like, Samsung users to switch to the iPhone, this is not the way to do it.
Do you think it's because they're kind of cocky? They think that just because Apple has such a big brand name presence in households that people just buy whatever schlock they...
Yeah, but that's also the problem, because there was a report at one point, I don't know if this is still true, Samsung was planning to follow in that line of thinking, which is a horrible idea, because now Apple has put in the idea that all these companies can save millions of dollars by screwing over their customers.
So that's the thing that big businesses, especially when they get to that level, want to do.
Yeah.
It's not really about what the customer wants. It's more about how can we save, the most money.
And that's unfortunately the shitty future that phones specifically are headed in, is that your phone is going to get more and more expensive for a shittier and shittier device.